Together we'll conquer, no limits apply. Eclipse rising, shining so bright. With delusion leading, we'll conquer the night. Together we stand, in battles we fight. In Mu dark Apache, our future is right.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am Delusions, and today we are stepping back in with another chance at potentially taking that top spot in the Demon Ruler raid. Now, we are still the underdogs in this whole Cinderella story, but just like in Creed 3, we're not going down without a fight. So if we jump off in here real quick, we've got less than a minute to go, and take a look at some of the rankings here. We are sitting in second place with only 2 big hitters. Technically, 1 big hitter and then a very well built NEDK. So we've got strategy, and that is what's been keeping us going. We function well as a team, and we have to make sure that we are hitting and firing on all cylinders. So with 15 seconds left, we've got 2 big core that we're trying to make sure that we are taking out and trying to stay 1 out of the way from, and on top of is going to be Inexhaustible, led by Alvarado or Alvarada. And they've got plenty of big hitters there. Then we've got the best in the world. This is led by Kenzo, Suicide, and a whole lot of others that are really going to make our jobs very, very hard. So we have got to make sure that we are not leaving any damage left undone to potentially give them a shot. As we go through this, you'll notice that I am going to be constantly doing callouts. So you'll just have to bear with me. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to push this up to 12 trillion. We're going to let Porter know to rotate. And we're just going to go ahead and do this in anticipation that we need to be here. So we've got our 12 trillion there. And it looks like I'm met. So we're going to go ahead and try to potentially stay out of the way of Alvarado. Not going to happen. Again, he is just too powerful. That being said, I'm going to break my rule. We really need to take this boss, just because we need to lock down as many of these as possible. And with him being just a one-man army, it has to go through, and we have to make something happen. That being said, coming up on the boss here, going to go ahead and pop auto. Going to get these buffs going. That way, when it locks onto him, I can at least mitigate some of those stuns. He is going to be a very, very hard one to knock out. He does have Phoenix. He does have diamonds. He's going to be using them, and I have got to be prepared, because without Porter, kind of using him as more of a reflect machine, I've got to do something. So looks like Alvarado's kind of poured it out of the way a little bit, trying to keep me deterred from him. My job is to then try to keep him locked down. It's not happening. Not going to work. So we are going to go ahead and change targets. We're going to stop moving just to go ahead and reset. We are then going to go to not the right hand because that is just too much. End of Revenge, still going. I'm going to go and take this boss. But I need to step back before I engage. Remember, have to take these bosses. Have to do it. There's just no doubt about it. I have to take these bosses. So we will be coming through. We've got a lot of folks that are starting to pour in. Luckily, nothing that I can't handle on my own. We're going to go ahead and try to get out of that mess. Again, there's a lot of people that are going to be coming through. We're going to rotate to the backside, try to take out some of these small DPSers that are going to be stuck here. Gives me a chance to kind of breathe a little bit more. Again, we're going to push this as far as we can, and then we were going to rotate. But we have to make sure that we are getting rid of all of these guys that are coming through. We were just going to have to do that with passive damage though, because we need to gain a little bit of a lead here. Going to go ahead and check up on our base at our corpse. Inexhaustible looks like it has taken our main, so we are going to go through and take that back. So again, just like always, we're going to try to push this just north of 10 trillion. That'll give us a little bit of ground to stand on. With two main bosses, we can go ahead and double check that by looking back down here. Actually, looks like Fantasy Hall's come through and they're trying to take that. Again, they are really pushing us in a direction I really don't want to be in. All of these players are switching classes, so it's making it extremely hard to contend with. I'm getting stunned left and right. Don't know where it's coming from, so we're going to go ahead, pop this, try to figure out where all of this is coming from. Figured that part. We're just going to have to go ahead and just rely on putting damage on this boss. We're then going to change targets, swap back over to our corpse. We're going to try to take this away from Inexhaustible. Good. Went ahead and killed me. It's no problem. I don't have any intentions of rezzing. Not letting me transfer. Okay. So we're going to go ahead, try to get this back. 11 trillion. Looks like Alvarado's probably still here. I'm going to go ahead and trigger this, continue moving, pop my buffs. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and bounce back pretty quick on this one. Go ahead and at least push that up further. Really wish that was easier for us to be able to keep in contact of these. Looks like they're fighting over best in the world. So we are going to go through and we're going to take these smaller bosses. So we've got that. Send Porter over there first, just to allow me to gain just a little bit more on this. I don't know how much time we have left. Looks like 6 minutes. So again, there's still a lot of room for more damage. We're going to drive this up just a little bit more. We're going to switch back over into my normal since there's no PvP contention. And just for fun, to close this out, we're going to go ahead and take out some of these guys here, specifically MJH, just because he knows he's got it coming. And then we're going to go ahead and change to best in the world. We're going to the left hand. But with everybody funneling in, it's going to be very hard for me to pull back because it's still keeping me in that locked in to PvP type of situation. Let's go ahead and get some diamond buffs going in on this just to bring that overall damage up so that maybe we can squeeze something out in this next 5 minutes. We haven't died too many times, which is really, really nice. But then again, we still have a lot of players to contend with. So we are going to go ahead and get rid of them. We'll go ahead and switch back over into manual. Taking out the majority of these here. Looks like got Krampus coming in. We'll go ahead and take him out. We'll get rid of Knight. Then we'll also turn around and get rid of Lambert. Because again, they are not doing me any justice being here. I don't necessarily like the fact that I'm having to fight all of them, but it is what it is. We're going to rotate back to this bottom just to go ahead and reset just a bit. That way I can switch back over and take care of some of this. Again, we're gonna bring this up to about 10 trillion, and then we will rotate back out. We'll try to position Porter somewhere. So in the meantime of doing this, no chance of taking that one. That's too high. We could take this from the best of the world. Potentially. Yeah, we can take that. And we could probably take right hand. So I'm going to send Porter to the left hand. I'm going to take the right hand. And that is at End of Revenge. We've got more people. Let's go ahead and just let them kill me, get me out of there. I'm going to End of Revenge on the right hand. Porter's going to the left hand. End of Revenge mid. I can take that too. So we're going to go ahead and get this going and get these guys out of the way. That way I can come through and take this. Should hopefully probably not, yeah, we're not going to be able to have enough time. I didn't realize that we were that far south of a win on there. So we're going to go to End of Revenge towards the mid. We're just going to go ahead and gear up for a fight because I know that's what's going to happen. We've got Mercy. Need to go ahead and for sure get rid of them just as quick as I possibly can. Definitely don't want to contend with China right now, and he is glued on me. So unfortunately, that is what it is. Not going to be able to hang. But I will have to figure out some way to be able to get him out of my way so that I can do damage to this boss. Not going to be able to really steer clear of the boss. Have to get damage in to bring us over that hump. The question is are we going to be able to do this in 20 seconds? I do not like the fact that it's constantly holding us to fighting these guys. Damn it. Damn it. Well, it was a good strategy that would have eventually paid off for us, but again, being the underdogs, only having two big damage dealers makes it extremely, extremely hard. We can go ahead and take a look at the damage here. So as you can see, myself doing 42 trillion, Porter coming in with 13. There's a lot of gaps in there. Um, Definitely could have gotten more out of the damage that I did, but for some reason it always, every time that I respawn, it auto targets the players that are around me versus the boss, which takes away from a lot of it and opens up the door for all of these DKs like China or MJH or One to be able to come through and clean up. That being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the standings. I'm sure they're not going to look that great. I'm not super, super proud of how all of this played out. But then again, it's one of those things that, you know, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. There's no way around it. We're still in the top three. Definitely not in number two anymore. Um, as you can see, we were overtaken by Inexhaustible by just under 4,000 points and still 20,000 shy of being able to take back our spot with best in the world. The big question is did we get a scroll to be able to challenge, and we did not. Again, I really, really do not like how they have structured core. Um, as of right now, there's still a lot of information that is not being given. Um, and as you can see, just by this right here, we can go to all. In the Conquest battle, we've been challenged again by Inexhaustible. Um, it is going to be a lot more challenging because, again, you saw how the last one went. Actually, no, you didn't, because there was a corrupted file when I was trying to upload, so that footage is now gone. But you'll be able to see it tomorrow. So hopefully we're able to make something happen out of this. This is definitely going to seal our spot down in the third place bracket because there is some kind of issue. And it may not be an issue. It may be the way that the game is intended to be played, but it is only making sure that if we win, we still lose points. And if we lose, we still lose points. So it just seems like the only way that you are going to be gaining any kind of points is if you are the one that is calling for the attack on or the invasion on somebody else, which, pardon my French, but this is complete bullshit. But I'm not going to get up on a soapbox. Eventually, all of the mechanics will be explained, or not necessarily the mechanics, but how all of the point system operates. And then once they do release that information, then of course I will be able to provide that for you. But before we leave off on this, I wanted to let everybody know that the compendium is now released for feedback in the main MU Discord. You can find that in the player strategy section, or you can look in the description here in this video, and it will be there as well. Um, Please leave me a comment, reach out to me on Discord, let me know what you think, let me know what needs to be added. We've got a lot of good content in there, but I'd really like to see there be more. Again, it takes a village to, put all of this stuff together for you guys. So the more information that you provide to me or my team, then the more that you will be able to help contribute to the community yourself. But all that being said, I want to thank you guys again for tuning in and supporting me through, pushing out more content on this game. I know it's kind of difficult times. Everybody's itching for server mergers and everything, but the main thing is to never lose that hope, and never give up. Though we may not have done good tonight or may not do good tomorrow, we're still a team and we're still going to make things happen. Um, And again, I couldn't do it without all of you guys. But with that being said, I am Delusions, and I am out. Thanks, guys.
So raise your sword high, let's claim our fame. With every boss fallen, we'll carve our name.